News Talk Radio 710 KNUS introduces the Private Label University, the only show that dares to unlock the secrets to your online selling success so you can start making money and living your dreams.
I want to be a billionaire so freaking bad.
With over 35 years of sourcing, private labeling, and importing product for the big chain stores and coaching thousands of entrepreneurs, all while building their personal businesses. Let's welcome our Private Label University hosts, the fabulous, lovable, and cutest dynamic duo, Karen and Neil Gwartzman.
Welcome to the Private Label University here at 710 KNUS. We're your hosts, Karen and Neil Gwartzman, and this is where we unlock the secrets each week to your online selling success. So visit us over at www.privatelabeluniversity.com, where we offer a ton of free content and where you will find our 8-week Import Success Formula program, the formula to sourcing and importing products so you too can start selling on Amazon or online and start making the money that everyone's talking about. And while you're over there on our website, visit us and leave us a message. We love to take questions, and we'll air them on the show. So we love to start off each week with an Amazon find. Now, we have helped so many entrepreneurs source and import products so that they can sell them on Amazon, but we also love to shop on Amazon. So, Neil, what did you find this week?
And, of course, we love to share what we hear from other people. So this week was a double whammy week because not only did I actually found two things. It was all in one. So what I was actually, we have a small pool table at home, at our house.
Not so small.
Compared to, I guess, regulation size, it's smaller. But in any case, I wanted a lamp, one of those traditional lamps that goes over the pool table, give it that kind of more authentic feel when you're playing pool. And I, of course, went on Amazon and looked for a lamp and found a perfect lamp, one of those old-fashioned, almost hand-painted, kind of like the windows that have that stained glass look. That's what I'm thinking of.
Right.
So in any case, I found a great one, and it arrived at my door again within the 2-day prime. I was real happy about that. And what's great was I looked where it came from, and it said it came from Colorado. And I'm looking at the lamp was perfect. It was a great price. Real happy. It was beautiful. So I looked and it said that it came from a store on Broadway. And I thought, well, there's no Amazon store on Broadway. This is in Englewood. And so I looked it up, and I called the place, and it turns out there's a store called Lighting Outlet. Lighting Outlet USA. And it's on Broadway, and it turns out that they're actually a retailer who also sells on Amazon, and they offer amazing products. So I called up and I said, I ordered a lamp, and they right away, are you happy? I said, yeah, it's a great lamp. The price was great. Everything working fine. Do you have a store? And they said, yes, we do, down in Englewood. We have a store, and you can come and visit. So I went down.
With me.
With you, and we were looking around. And actually, it's funny because when we called up, I think we spoke to Carmen.
Well, that's what we thought.
We thought it was Carmen. There was a lot of conversation going on about what they had. So we drove down there. It was right on Broadway, just north of, I think it's Hamden. And in any case, big store. Walked in.
Looking for Carmen.
Tons of lamps, tons of chandeliers and lamps
Gorgeous
and bulbs.
Stuff.
Really nice stuff, like stuff out of the ordinary that you wouldn't see in your typical, Home Depot or Lowe's, like really, really nice stuff. And the prices were slashed so low. Amazing prices. So we looked around, and this gentleman approached us, and he said, can I give you any help? And I said, well, we're looking for Carmen. And he said, oh, well,
there's no Carmen
here right now. And I said, well, I thought you said Carmen. Maybe you can help me. We're looking for some bulbs. We've got this fantastic lamp, which we ordered on Amazon, and it came from, looks like your store. And he's, same thing, do you like it? And I said, sure, we need some other bulbs. So he started showing us. And right away, I knew what I was paying for bulbs from some of the big box stores, and his prices were lower. His prices were lower.
And while you were shopping for that, I was looking at all the
She was looking at chandeliers, amazing chandeliers.
Yeah, and the customer service there was amazing. His name?
Rob. Yeah, Rob. He's
not Carmen.
No, Rob. I think he's the owner of the company.
Yeah, great.
Really helpful, and it seems like he's been, passionate about what he does. He's been in the business a long time. But beautiful setup, nice decor, and the prices were unbelievable.
And we don't have to shop on Amazon for it.
Right.
It's right in our backyard here.
It was close to where we live. And again, for bulbs and accessories. So it was a great place.
And beautiful chandeliers. Yeah, absolutely.
Switches of all sorts. And like I say, the chandeliers were just gorgeous, but the prices were unbelievable. They really were unbelievable.
And the customer service. I mean, we talked about customer service last
Yeah,
week.
last week we talked about, and that's the important thing. When you meet someone, you go into a store for the first time, and this happened to be the owner. He was just so friendly and so welcoming, and asking us, what we need and what we're looking for, and what does your house look like, and he's really trying to feel for what you need. So it was a great experience. A great find. So I found it on Amazon, and not only did I get a great buy on Amazon, now I found out a great store that offered that same product that I can go to all the time. So
right here.
Right in Colorado.
So good find. So share this find with everyone here in Colorado.
Yes, so Lighting Outlet USA on Broadway, just north of Hamden. Great store. You can, I guess, go online. You can Google it.
And if you're not living here, you can probably contact them, and they ship, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Or you can go on Amazon and find them on Amazon.
Well, obviously they ship nationwide because they're on Amazon. So great place. And again, when it arrived, it was so well packed. When you start shipping things like that are sensitive, like chandeliers and lamps and bulbs, you want to make sure that they arrive perfectly. It was so well packed. So great find. That was my double whammy, because not only did I get a great buy on Amazon, but it's also, you can go here locally and get it. So Lighting Outlet USA.
And our pool table's looking really cool.
And our pool tables
now.
look real nice. Yeah.
That's the important thing. Exactly. So let's talk about retailing, because this is a topic that we get asked about a lot. So if you're a brick and mortar or you're a business on Amazon, then you're retailing products. You're a retailer. So the most important thing, I think, if you're a retailer, is you want to make sure that you're buying your products at the lowest price so you can sell it, make money, and create value for your customers. So if you're not paying the lowest price, then you're never going to be able to be competitive. The thing is, the thing about Amazon is really that, they've really evened the playing field here. So it allows the retailer and the newbie retailer to play the same game. And this is really important, especially when you're sourcing for the best price. So Neil, where do we get the best prices from?
Well, that's a loaded question, because everyone's always searching for the best price. And, I've been working with retailers for over 35 years, and I work with a lot of the big chain stores nationwide and actually worldwide. And, everyone is always, I go to trade shows, and when I attend trade shows, and when I've asked to, view different trade shows and how people are selling products, the key is everyone's always looking, even the buyers at the shows, they're looking for that best price. And when people say, how do you get the best price? Well, you never know what that best price is. That's the key. A lot of retailers, they're in business, and they just assume they're getting the lowest price. Well,
so they may not even be getting the lowest price?
That's right. They may not be getting if you're a retailer and you've been retailing, let's say, for 40 years, you have an established business, you have a chain store, whether you have big box stores or you have maybe 20 stores nationwide, you assume that you're getting the best price from your suppliers or the manufacturers, or you assume that your buyers that you're hiring to buy the products are getting you the best price. But how do you know that? That's the key. How do they know? And really, they don't know. Again, I've worked with buying teams and buying groups for so many years that do they really know if they're getting the best price? So the key is when you're talking, for example, if you're meeting with a retailer, and or you are the retailer, I'm a retailer. How do I know? I'm going to ask, what is your best price? Now, you hope, of course, the person, either the representative of the manufacturer or the manufacturer, is being honest and he's giving you the lowest price. But you really have to do your work. You have to do your background work, because if you went online or if you happen to walk into a competitor and you see that product for 50% lower than what you're selling it for, you really have to do the numbers in your head and saying, well, really, am I getting the best price? Because
so you're saying even like Walmart?
Even Walmart.
Like Walmart's not getting the best price, or Costco's not getting the best price?
They aren't. And that's the facts. They just aren't, because the buyers that are working there, manufacturers and reps, they kind of know the game. They know how to work it. So if they walk into a newbie buyer who doesn't know what to pay, now you assume, of course, the big box stores are established and they have the numbers. It's on a computer. It's on spreadsheets. They know what to look for. They know what they've been paying. But again, when someone else walks in, let's say a new manufacturer, a competitor of the manufacturer that's currently supplying them, he has numbers to play with. So he doesn't have to give you the lowest price. He can work on a price that he assumes that you're paying. Or if you say, well, I happen to pay $1, and he knows he can offer it for 20 cents. Well, now he has all that room to offer. So you don't know if you're getting the best price. So it's up to the retailer to really know how to work and the questions to ask their supplier and the rep to see if they're getting the best price. It's very, very important because a lot of them get lost in knowing what questions to ask. And we teach retailers all the time in our program what to look for.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. Actually, we need to take a quick break right here, but let's talk about this right after the break. We are Karen and Neil Gortzman, the Private Label University at 710 KNUS.
KNUS, News Talk 710.
Imagine your life 5 years from now. Are you on the path you want to be on? It's time to take control of your future by getting a world-class education from one of the nation's top universities. Arizona State University is now offering over 100 top-tier degree programs 100% online. It's the exact same degree our on-campus students receive, but you can learn from anywhere in the country on your own schedule. For information, call 1-800-720-3423. Learn from ASU's world-renowned faculty and use ASU's global recognition to improve your visibility, professional network, and gain real-world experience you can start using today. The Wall Street Journal ranked ASU 5th in the nation for producing the best qualified graduates. Now discover how ASU Online can stand out on your resume and help separate you from the competition. We're ready to help you learn to thrive in your life, in your career, and beyond. To learn more about ASU online degrees, call 1-800-720-3423. That's 1-800-720-3423.
Would an extra $1,000 a month, $5,000 a month, or even $10,000 a month help you live a better life? It doesn't have to stop there. People just like you are making thousands of dollars selling products on Amazon. The best part is, it's simple. All you need is a product. Karen and Neil Gortzman, creators of Private Label University, are here to show you how. How to find that perfect product so you can join millions of people and start making the money that everyone is talking about on Amazon. Private Label University unlocks 35 years of secrets about sourcing, importing, and private labeling products for big chain stores. Karen and Neil truly believe in you, so much that they'll invest $500 towards your tuition in the Private Label University program, the Import Success Formula. Go to Karen and Neil's website at privatelabeluniversity.com and enroll in the Import Success Formula program. Enter code PLU for $500 off your tuition of the program when paid in full. So what are you waiting for? Head over to privatelabeluniversity.com and sign up today.
We now return to the Private Label University with your hosts, Karen and Neil Gortzman on News Talk 710 KNUS.
For those of you just joining us, we are Karen and Neil Gortzman. You are listening to the Private Label University on 710 KNUS, where we unlock the secrets each week to your online selling success. So visit us over at www.privatelabeluniversity.com, where we offer a ton of free content and where you will find our 8-week Import Success Formula program. The formula to sourcing and importing products so you too can start selling products on Amazon or online and start making the money that everyone is talking about. And while you're over there on our website, leave us a message or a question and we'll answer it on the show.
So, we were talking about million-dollar questions. What was your million-dollar question, Karen?
So my million-dollar question that I think every single retailer or anyone who's selling a product is, where and how do I find those best prices?
The lowest prices, right. And again, I think that's something that's been ignored by so many retailers, from the owners to the buyers, where, again, they become comfortable. They become comfortable in what they do and how they buy products, and they don't realize that there's a lot of other stores, especially online e-commerce sites, as well as, people that are getting very smart when new retailers that are starting up, and some of the traditional retailers are like, wow, how are they selling it at such a low cost? Well, they are because they're paying a low cost. Mm-hmm. And that's because you may not be paying that lowest price as a retailer. And, again, even the big chains, even stores like Walmart, Rob and Jim Walton, if you're listening out there, you run a huge corporation, you're worldwide, but it doesn't mean just because you're the biggest, you're paying the lowest prices. And that's very important to know, because, your buyers may have been in a category or they may be hired from a different category where they're used to just following spreadsheets and having the reps come in and having the company send the catalogs and here's your discount. And, we're Walmart, so we should get this lowest price. But those manufacturers know how to work those numbers. And they may be going to a competitor, or they may be offering it to different industries where they actually are paying a lower price because you never question it.
So do you think, is it that they don't question it, or do you think that they just don't know?
Both.
Because, maybe they just don't know what's available out there, right?
Well,
and what you don't know doesn't hurt you.
And what you don't know does hurt you in the retail industry. And again, it's because they become so comfortable in what they do. And actually, it's relaxed. You would think that they're really on the ball, but I've met with buying groups and buyers and chain stores worldwide, and a lot of them, I just can't believe they don't know what they're paying for products. Now, again, some of them have millions of products that they sell, so of course they don't know all the prices. But sometimes they don't even know the strategy of how to buy those products. So, a lot of times I walk in and I hear we have relationships. So obviously we're getting the lowest price. And I always say, did you get a call from the owner of the manufacturing company on your birthday, wishing you a happy birthday, or were you invited over to their Thanksgiving family dinner? Because to me, that's a personal relationship. Other than that, it's just business. And so never assume, they come in, they bring me a Starbucks coffee, and they talk to me, and they send me a New Year's card, or they send me a Christmas card. They do that to a million other companies.
So buyers of these big companies, say, for example, they're really the ones really making those financial decisions, and it may not be in the best interest of the company.
Exactly. It's not in the best interest of the company or the owner. And a lot of times the owners, they just leave it. They don't get involved. They've got a big company to run. Or even if they're a retailer who has, let's say, 3 locations and 20 staff members.
Well, they need to be training then these buyers. I've never seen a movie once. Don't you remember there used to be a movie where these buyers for some big company, they were always persuaded by incentives. These suppliers, you'll get a big trip if you buy X amount from us, or you get, what I mean?
That's right, and that's
is that true?
That's true, and it still happens today. I remember I was at a major trade show, and I had a number of the buyers. I was working with a manufacturer. I was helping the manufacturer get his products launched in the retail industry, and they wanted me to be at their booth and see how they're operating. And a couple of the buyers from some major national chains came by. And they were, interested in the product, and then they were basically told, well, this is what we're going to need to make the deal sweeter. And I said, don't do business like that. Mm-hmm. And that still happens today where, someone gets comfortable. Their relationship is maybe with the representative of the manufacturer, or, he's the local rep, and he comes in and he brings me a donut every week, and, takes me out to Starbucks, or he takes me out to Panera for lunch, things like that. But they're not asking the price. They're not checking the price. So what happens is, the buyers are meeting with the representatives, and they're looking through the catalogs, but the owner doesn't know. He figures business as usual. They're doing business.
So it's not really in the best. And I'm not saying to put down buyers. I mean, I'm sure there's very, very good buyers out there for some of these major
amazing buyers
companies
out there.
And all companies. But I think it's the responsibility of the owner to be more involved, don't you think?
It is.
Because it seems like it should really be common sense, right?
Well, what
the retailer as big as, say, Walmart should really know better and should really know what they're
of course, the owners aren't getting involved with every single category. Again, they have millions of products to look at. However, they do have reports that they'd have to hand in. They have reports, they have monthly reports, quarterly reports. They have everything so they look at the product lines of what's selling. But then again, are the buyers doing their job in actually seeing if they're paying the lowest price? So, for example, if there happens to be...
But maybe there's no training. They don't know.
Exactly.
Right? And that's one thing we train.
Exactly.
I mean, we came from retail.
Exactly. With over, again, being in the retail industry more than 40 years, I've worked with retailers
now
worldwide.
You're aging yourself.
Now I'm aging. But again, that's what I've done my whole life with manufacturing and distribution and private labeling and retailing, working with retailers around the world where they've asked me, what is the best way to get a product sold, or what is the best way to buy a product? And then on the other side of it, with the inventors or with the entrepreneurs, how do I get it into the retail side of it? I know how it works on both sides. And again, when it comes to retailers looking at pricing, because the concern and our discussion today is paying the lowest price. You really have to do your work. You have to be trained.
Especially now, you have to compete, and Walmart in particular has to compete with Amazon.
Exactly. Walmart doesn't have the lowest prices anymore. I hate to say that, Walmart. It's just true. People are getting much smarter.
So buyers need to be more savvy. They need to. They need the education. They need to know where to look. And there's amazing places out there. And I guess
there's lots of micro manufacturers and new manufacturers. And what happens is, again, they get into a comfort zone. They find it very relaxing to meet with the same rep and buy from the same manufacturer. Meanwhile, there could be 2 or 3 other companies, maybe smaller.
And it doesn't mean they have to stop buying from them,
right.
But just add to it.
You don't have to end your business with them, but add to it, because now if your profit margins profit margins, meaning more profit to your company if you're buying right. And a lot of times, when I speak with retailers and I say, are you really paying the lowest price? And right away, oh, of course we're paying the lowest price. And I said, look at what you're saving as well, because what you're saving means more profit. So if you're saving, you're buying at a lower price, and you can get higher profits. So you have the ability to, put the products on sale more often, or not put the products on sale because you're paying a lower price. Advertising. And I think it's lost. A lot of the buyers, and then again, this is worldwide. They just don't know how to buy. They don't know the questions to ask, how to look for the lowest price, what to look out for when they walk through trade shows. They have no clue. I see buyers walk through trade shows and they miss half the show because they don't even know what to look for.
Exactly. And the opportunity of, the internet. There are so many manufacturers and suppliers online now. Like, for example, Alibaba or AliExpress, like all these online platforms, marketplaces that, people on Amazon who are starting businesses go to, and now they're your competition. They're the retailer's competition because they're finding better pricing or similar pricing, and they're able to compete now.
Right.
I mean, people like me, people like you are able to compete with Walmart.
Exactly. And when
because of these sites, they need to be looking there too, or even going to China. I mean, we take people to China for the big fairs to teach them how to go through the fairs, how to buy the best pricing, how to find the best products, how to market them, how to private label them.
Yeah, they're not buying the best price, and they're going to get the best price.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Again, we teach them, we educate them what to do, what to look for. Again,
but none of these buyers in these companies may go, but are they really knowing what to do? Like you said, when they get to a trade fair,
they have no clue. And a lot of times, ones that have worked with some of the big box chain stores for 15, 20 years, it's almost, I call them racehorses because they wear blinkers. They literally walk down aisles and there's all these great products being offered and they don't want to look because they're going after just the same manufacturers they've dealt with for so long. They don't look at any other opportunity, and that's why we teach all the new entrepreneurs and just even old entrepreneurs and retailers worldwide. If you're hiring new buyers, you really have to know what to look for. Are they educated? Are they experienced?
And a lot of them don't have. You need the skill. It's a skill to go to a trade fair for sure. You need skills. You need to be prepared. Or you end up with PPS. You end up with that perfect product syndrome that I talk about all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you get nothing accomplished.
Yeah, I hate when I hear from retailers that, I went to a trade show, a big major trade show, and they said, I couldn't find anything new. Okay, there's always new exhibitors at a trade show. There's always something to find. It's impossible not to find. But if you go there only on the mission of seeing the same old, the same manufacturers and spending hours with the same rep who's going to call on you anyways, that rep who you're doing business with all year round, you don't need to go to a trade show to see that rep. He's going to be in there a week after that show. He should be being in there a week before that show. So if your rep isn't doing that, then he's not doing the job of the manufacturer. He's not repping that product. So the key is when you go to a trade show, you should be looking for what's new. Look at other manufacturers. So if you've been paying $10 for that same widget, well, maybe there's a manufacturer there. Maybe they're smaller. Maybe they can't give you the free donuts every week. But
develop the relationship.
Develop a new relationship, because you never know when that big guy says, well, you're not buying enough. No matter how big you are, he may say there's a bigger person out there and I'm going to give him a better deal. So that's why we say never assume you're paying the lowest price, because I see deals being worked all the time from the biggest manufacturers, whether it be rebates or different quarterly contracts, where those different pricing structures are just set up for everyone. And so, it would be nice if everyone was on common territory and everyone got the same price, and free market. You pay this price, everyone pays the same price, and now it's up to you to be creative to sell that product. And that's the key now. In our courses, we meet with all these young entrepreneurs and young companies who are eager to learn and get this information, and they say, you know what? My prices are better than these chain stores. My prices are better than all these retailers.
It evens the playing field.
It evens the playing field, exactly.
Yeah, and that's what the great opportunity I find about Amazon is. It's even the buyers, when they're looking at new products that are coming in from entrepreneurs like me, like you, they're like they have those blinders on, and it makes it hard. It makes it hard for them to look at other products. And Amazon gives entrepreneurs that opportunity to play the same and get the same products at the better pricing.
Better pricing, yeah. And
I want to talk actually a second here, because I know that you mentioned it before, and you mentioned it a couple of times. I want to talk a little bit about buying groups. So tell us what that is, a buying group, and what is involved in that, because you mentioned it a few times.
Right. So buying groups, it's when a group of stores collectively, retailers, could be nationwide, could be internationally, they group together to form kind of a union, and they assume that there's strength in numbers, and they gather together to discuss what products they want to have, and typically it's ones from different cities that are, they're set further enough apart that they're not really in direct competition, but they always have to have it in the back of their mind. If everyone is selling online, they're still in competition, but the idea is they approach the manufacturers as one buying group to assume they're going to get the best price or the same price as the big box chain stores. Well, newsflash, you're not. You're not. It doesn't happen that way. I don't believe in the buying groups. I think it can be successful for certain categories and specific industries, but on products that are so vast and really generic, it's difficult, because those manufacturers and those big distributors, if you're a buying group of 30, 40, or 50 stores, that's nothing compared to if a chain store walks in with 100 locations or 1,000 locations.
That's interesting. So I want to talk about this a little bit more when we get back from the break, because we need to take a quick break here. We are Karen and Neil Gwartzman with the Private Label University here at 710 KNUS.
News, I'm Mona Rivera. It was apparently a road rage killing of a Super Bowl winner in New Orleans. ABC's Eva Pilgrim with the story.
Former New Orleans Saints defensive end Will Smith shot multiple times over what was essentially a fender bender. Saints head coach Sean Payton responding to the news on Twitter, saying, "Heavy hearts with the senseless passing of our team captain."
The suicide bombers in Brussels were apparently plotting to strike again in France. Belgian authorities say they have uncovered evidence that the terrorists behind the suicide bombings there were preparing another French attack. A fireworks show turned deadly in southern India. More than 100 people at a temple died. Ted Cruz and Bernie Sanders are celebrating. Cruz swept the GOP delegates at the state convention in Colorado, while Sanders won the Wyoming caucuses. The Boston Globe, meanwhile, out with a fake front page on what would happen if Donald Trump's elected president. The headline, "Deportations to Begin." This is ABC News.
KNUS. News Talk 710.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
It takes a lot of courage to face your own death, but I'm glad I finally did. See, I was putting off getting life insurance to protect my family, even though I knew it was important. Then my neighbor's husband died. I watched her struggle emotionally and financially. It really made me face reality. If my husband died, how would I pay the mortgage, the car payments, or keep up the life the kids and I had? I realized I needed to get us life insurance right away. So I called AIG Direct. In less than 5 minutes, I had a quote. I was shocked at how affordable it is. Just $14 a month for $250,000 of term life coverage. I feel so much better knowing my family has protection.
Call AIG Direct right now for a free no-obligation quote. The call takes less than 5 minutes, and you can save up to 70%. Call now, 1-800-500-3471. That's 1-800-500-3471. 1-800-500-3471.
This is Eric Metaxas. You know I consider a college education important, but for many, leaving home to go off to college is not feasible, which is why I'm excited to tell you about Liberty University's online programs. Right now, more than 95,000 students around the world are enjoying the same quality education as Liberty's residential students in Lynchburg, Virginia. Liberty is consistently ranked among the top 10 online universities and offers hundreds of degrees. Liberty's online classes are taught in flexible, virtual classrooms by engaging and challenging professors. I know some of them. I've had them on my show. For them, teaching is more than a job, it's a calling. If you're looking for an affordable, quality college education without leaving home, check out Liberty's online programs. Just dial pound 250 on your cell and say the keywords Liberty University. Secure your education from the world's largest Christian university without leaving home. Dial pound 250 right now and say the keywords Liberty University.
Is your bank, brokerage, or insurance company telling you to buy an annuity? Don't do it. They have very limited access to to the highest rates available. You need solutions, not someone pitching you a product. Call for your free retirement and income book at 866-901-2255. That's 866-901-2255. Also, join Al Martinez for the Retirement and Income Radio Show on Saturday at 1.
Any Napa guy knows, and science proves, the best minivan is the one you've already got. Part kid transporter, part drywall mover. Who cares if the faux wood grain is a little faded? That was a platinum package option in 1987. With over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, you can keep anything on the road. Because it's not old, it's vintage. That's Napa know-how.
Private Label University with your hosts, Karen and Neil Gorsman on News Talk 710 KNUS.
Welcome back. You are listening to Karen and Neil Gorsman, the Private Label University at 710 KNUS. So we were just talking about buying groups and how some of the big chain stores are buying and paying way more for products than they should be. And why this is important, this is actually very important, because when you're building up a business online or in retail or on Amazon, you really need to focus on what you're sourcing for. So not only the perfect product, but also sourcing for the best pricing and suppliers. And this is one thing that we really, really emphasize in our 8-week Import Success Formula program. Because really, that's where the money is. It's all about sourcing and finding the best pricing so that you can make money and you can compete in the retail marketplace with places like Walmart, for example. So if you want a sneak peek of our 8-week Import Success Formula program, then sign up for our free boot camp. So head over to our website at www.privatelabeluniversity.com and click on the tab Freebies. You will then find the Fast Track Boot Camp to Private Labeling. You're going to love this because it's
free.
It's free. So for 5 days, you are going to get the secrets and the steps to private labeling. Each day, you're going to get a video from Neil and I, and we're going to share with you the secrets to private labeling products and selling them on Amazon. So make sure you grab this free course. It's free, like I said, and we are getting amazing feedback and reviews from this course.
And how much was that course?
It's free.
Wow, I like that.
It's all about free.
So we've been talking a lot, and I just want to make it clear for the people listening. I love Walmart. I think it's a great store. Some people don't like Walmart. I love the experience.
We do. We love Walmart. We love all these chain stores.
I love all retailers, and I love to see the retail experience walking. And that's what makes shopping, which everyone loves to do, men and women. It's a great experience, whether you're buying a car or you're buying a tool or you're buying a loaf of bread. Walmart has set up an amazing cookie cutter kind of plan of how their stores are. And that's, I've been to Walmarts in probably 12 different countries and or similar, Carrefour in South America. They have the same layout, and going through China, in Mexico, in Canada, in the USA, Walmart's a great place because it's always the same layout. The milk is always going to be almost the same.
And you know what you're getting.
You know what
right?
you're getting. You're getting good value.
Right.
You're getting, some people just slam Walmart. Oh, I hate that place, and it's a big corporation. But you know what? Everything's a big corporation. The corporations are making the products that are going into those stores. So
that's going into your homes.
That's going, exactly. And, Walmart was a family-started business. Sam Walton was a family man, and he's, his family are still involved in the business, and I love to see that.
And the business model that he perfected,
and giving back, they're
wonderful.
Very charitable.
Mm-hmm.
So I do, we talk about Walmart for the reason that they're the biggest.
Mm-hmm.
But however, now kind of our conversation kind of changes because as far as a retailer, Amazon is really on numbers the biggest retailer in the world.
So now Walmart has competition. So,
exactly.
As we all do. So
right.
now it's to figure out ways on how to,
So that's the key when we're talking about how do retailers know if they're paying the lowest price.
Mm-hmm.
Well, before was Walmart didn't have to worry. When he met with a manufacturer or he met with a supplier, he's Walmart. He's just assuming, the key is assuming, they're going to give me the lowest price. I'm the biggest.
Well,
I don't really have to
brand.
negotiate. No, they're very good deal makers and negotiating, maybe much better than Donald Trump, but they work out great deals with all the big manufacturers and corporations. But who's making those deals? Who's
right.
making those negotiations? The Walton family's hiring people. who they assume.
It's the buyers.
Right, the buyers. And I love buyers. I've met buyers, again, from all around the world in all different industries. But the key is sometimes I feel like you really should know more. There's more than you're not doing. You're not really completing the task, because the task at hand is the company that you're working for, making them more money, making them more profitable. Because just like if you're a young entrepreneur and you're going to hire someone to be a rep for your product, right? You just invented this great new energy drink and you made it in your, let's say you've got a little commercial kitchen and you want to launch it. Well, you better make sure that you're busy enough making it. You want to make sure the person who's going to represent it knows what they're doing and is passionate behind that and wants to make sure when they're negotiating, they're making a good deal to get it. So you're making money. So the same way goes on the reverse. If you're buying, right, you want to make sure the people you're hiring know what to look for, know what pricing to receive,
and
know
that's
the
all
strategy.
about training.
It's
and
about training.
changes all the time.
And no disrespect to all the buyers out there, but I don't care if you've been doing the same job for 30 years. Doesn't mean you're doing it to the best and the best for the company that you're working for, because the owner, unless he's really, looking over your shoulder saying, hey, have you looked at so-and-so manufacturer? Have you checked this to see if they have a lower price? They have no clue because, well, I'm buying from Bob. Bob's a good guy. He comes in every week. He brings me Starbucks.
And how many of those
Don't
buyers,
you love your Starbucks?
How many of those buyers actually have heard of Alibaba?
Yeah.
Or AliExpress? Or have gone to, say, the Canton Fair and started sourcing for manufacturers or suppliers.
Or even go to
And I'm sure
trade
some
shows.
have, but how many of those buyers actually have?
Right. But even the key is, we talk about Alibaba as another place where a lot of young entrepreneurs and a lot of people are really getting involved with looking for products to private label products. And in our program, we teach an amazing strategy of using those platforms and those selling sites from international manufacturers and trading companies. And the key is anyone can go on there and do it. Doesn't mean you're going to do it right, because there's still a process involved in making sure that when you get those products that you're doing the proper steps to buy at the best price, to make it valuable for you, and to make sure that you're going to turn a profit, because we're not just in business to give away money, we're in business to make money. And that's what we teach in our programs. We teach you the simple steps so you can start a business and make money. And the key is, everyone thinks that, oh, they're a big retailer or they have lots of people working for them and they must be doing everything perfect. Well, you don't see their numbers. You don't see their profits at the end of the year. You don't know how much they're making and you don't know what they're paying. So, really, if you're trained.
And what their process is.
And
if it can be improved.
Right. And again, when I see buyers and buying groups walking through these trade shows and they're passing by these amazing new manufacturers or products out there, because they don't even know how to approach it. They have no clue. They buy the same products every day, and that's easy. But when they have to be really creative to say, how can I make our company more money? How can I really invest myself so the owner sees that we're making more profits? And then again, unfortunately, a lot of the owners, they don't get involved. And I always tell them, and these are corporate guys who are making millions and millions of dollars, sometimes $1 billion. I say, don't you want to look at that category? Don't you want to see where you can save money? It's more money in your pocket, whether you want to keep it for yourself and buy a new car or a new boat or give it to charity. You're making more money. Give back. Give back to the homeless. Give back to children's organizations. Give back to the handy. Just give back. And a lot of them think, ooh, well, I'm not saving anywhere. Well, then you better look at who's doing your buying.
Exactly. So you brought up the buying groups. So I want to revisit this. I want to revisit the buying groups again.
So again, the buying groups, as I mentioned, it's when a number of stores collectively gather together to kind of form a buying group.
But are they really getting a huge discount? Like, are they really seeing those number differences?
No,
really?
It used to be years ago. They all based it on because catalogs were so expensive to print. So they'd all be involved. They'd have these beautiful catalogs printed up, and they'd have all the quarterly flyers and all the holiday flyers printed up, which typically for advertising are very, very expensive. As a group, they could walk into the printers, they could walk into the advertising companies and get the lowest price, the same prices that the big chains would get. And so they take advantage of that. However, is it really bringing people into their stores? And now with online sales, unless people go to Amazon. So the buying groups now are to approach manufacturers and different distributors.
So that they can fill the quantity?
so that hopefully they could buy in those quantities, but I have never seen ones that really work well, because a lot of the people who are in those buying groups, they don't want to share their information. You're supposed to be as kind of like a mastermind group together to share that information so all of you are getting the best deal. But if someone is getting a really good deal from someone else, he doesn't share it. Now, some of them do, but mostly what I've seen is they don't want to share it because it's like, well, if you're online and you're also selling on e-commerce sites, and I don't want to give you my secret.
Oh, the secret again, that whole secret in the industries.
And that unfortunately still lives today. So that secret is there. And so for buying groups, I don't love them. I think that if someone is really good at what they do and the retailers are really taught what they're supposed to know on how to buy and how to source and how to get the best pricing, then
so hold that thought, because I love that. I love that secrecy. We're going to take a quick break here. We are Karen and Neil Gortzman with the Private Label University.
KNUS News Talk 710. Do you suffer from pain, numbness, tingling, or burning in the hands or feet? It's called peripheral neuropathy. Tired of taking drugs that don't fix the problem or being treated without success? Well, Chronic Conditions Center of Colorado and Dr. Chris Steiner have created a program with no surgery, drugs, or injections, but with real results. Here's Diane.
I was in a lot of pain in my feet from neuropathy. It was what I thought was my final chance. I had been to the Mayo Clinic, neurologists, several other doctors. I had a bag of pills to help me walk. Doc was very, very positive. I kind of was pretty skeptical, but I'm not anymore. I had 3 treatments last week. I had 1 treatment this week, and last night I was walking in, 4-inch high heels.
Chronic Conditions Center of Colorado treats many types of chronic pain, and they have treatment programs for ADD and ADHD. Call Dr. Steiner at 303-660-2668 or visit them online at chronicconditionsco.com. That's chronicconditionsco.com.
Would an extra $1,000 a month, $5,000 a month, or even $10,000 a month help you live a better life? It doesn't have to stop there. People just like you are making thousands of dollars selling products on Amazon. The best part is, it's simple. All you need is a product. Karen and Neil Gortzman, creators of Private Label University, are here to show you how. How to find that perfect product so you can join millions of people and start making the money that everyone is talking about on Amazon. Private Label University unlocks 35 years of secrets about sourcing, importing, and private labeling products for big chain stores. Karen and Neil truly believe in you, so much that they'll invest $500 towards your tuition in the Private Label University program, the Import Success Formula. Go to Karen and Neil's website at privatelabeluniversity.com and enroll in the Import Success Formula program. Enter code PLU for $500 off your tuition of the program when paid in full. So what are you waiting for? Head over to privatelabeluniversity.com and sign up today.
We now return to the Private Label University with your hosts, Karen and Neil Gortzman on News Talk 710 KNUS.
So welcome back from the break. You are listening to Karen and Neil Gortzman, the Private Label University on 710 KNUS, where we unlock the secrets each week to your online selling success. So visit us over at www.privatelabeluniversity.com, where we offer a ton of free content and where you will find our 8-week Import Success Formula program, the program that's going to give you the step-by-step process to sourcing, importing, and private labeling a product so you can start selling on Amazon or online and start making the money that you're supposed to be making. So I think we should spend the last part of the show here giving some advice to retailers. What do you think, Neil?
And it's free.
And free advice, yes. So if you're a retailer listening, whether you're a brick and mortar or you're a retail chain or you're selling on Amazon, are you buying products for the best price and from a reliable supplier? And if you're not, Neil's going to share some tips with us.
Mm-hmm. You know, there's an old saying my dad always, Paul Gortzman, an amazing person who's a genius as far as an entrepreneur and building up so many companies from distribution and manufacturing and retail. He's a pioneer. They're a landmark known in Canada for what he's built up in the retail industry. So he always said, any schmo can sell a product. It's buying a product that makes you smart. And again, he would meet with companies around the world and see how they buy products. And when he walked into with the products that he manufactured, and they said, no, we get the lowest price. He'd say, well, how do you know? Well, I'm not going to show you. Give me your price. And so he would learn after a while. For one tip, he'd say, if he knew he could offer the lowest price, he'd say, give me your best price, and take 20% off that. And they get, well, how do you know what I'm paying? He says, I don't, but I know that I can offer the lowest price. So the key is if you're a buyer or you're a retailer or you're just, a single person brick and mortar, you really have to ask questions. Don't assume you're always getting the lowest price. Never assume you're getting the best price. Even your current suppliers. You've been buying from Bob, the same guy who's been selling you, X widgets all these years. Never assume that he's giving you the best price because
ask your buyers.
Ask your buyers.
Are you really doing the research and getting the best price?
Right. And no disrespect. I love reps. There's some amazing reps for manufacturers out there. But the reps also work on, a lot of them work on commissions. And the more they sell to you, the more money they make. They're not in it to save you money. You may think they're there to save you money, but are they really giving you the extra discounts? Are they really giving you the extra deals? Are they really paying for your advertising? So here's one great tip. A lot of retailers, even if you're just starting, okay, always ask the manufacturer you're buying from or the distributor, do you cover advertising? Do you give me an advertising allowance? And a lot of them don't even, propose it to you because they figured, well, you're small, you only have one store, you only do this amount a year. But you have to ask because they all do it. No matter what size you are, all manufacturers or distributors should give you an advertising allowance because you're going to promote their product. You're selling their product. You're behind their product. You are the ones, you're the soldiers that are making them rich, right? So you have to remember as a retailer, you have power. Don't think, oh, well, I'm not as big as him or I'm not as big as them. You're in business to be in business. You're in business to make the right decisions and make money. You're in business to make money. So always ask, do you have an advertising allowance? Because they all have it, no matter what size you are. So tip number one.
So
another great tip is, again, never assume you're getting the best price. I don't care. Again, this is for the Walton family. Just don't assume because there may be someone who's giving a lower price, and it's very important. So you have to look at alternatives.
Mm-hmm.
It's
and that's
very
a good
important.
tip. Tip 2, look at alternative sites.
Right. Look at alternative sites or look at alternative.
Like Alibaba, like AliExpress. Right.
Any of the online international sellers.
Talk to, if you're in a mastermind group, especially, or in a buying group, like you mentioned, the buying groups, talk, share the information. There really is no secret. You guys are, in this group together. You need to be sharing each other's knowledge. You'll all benefit from it.
We take great pride in our mastermind groups that we run for retailers and entrepreneurs because they learn so much. And when they have experts like Karen and I with them to really help them and guide them along with those baby steps so they don't just jump into it and make another mistake, it's important. So as a buying group, are you really collectively masterminding and seeing?
The mistake is not working together.
Right.
That's
and again,
the
the problem is
mistake.
a lot of them don't want to work together because they don't want to share those secrets. Well, you know what? We're sharing those secrets. We're here to share those secrets. Right. And we're here to help all retailers and all entrepreneurs to be more successful and bring their numbers so they're an 8-9-figure company a year. And there's no reason why, even if you have one store, you don't have to always think. So I'm jumping into another tip where you don't have to think that you need 5 or 6 stores to make millions of dollars a year. If you have good products and you're buying right, you're buying the correct way, and you're sourcing, like Karen said, you have those alternatives. You're not just buying from the same places that everyone else is buying from. You're looking for alternatives. And those alternatives are going to make you money if you do it correctly. Mm-hmm. Another great tip is trade shows. You really have to get out to those trade shows. I don't care what size you are. Don't tell me, oh, well, I only have one store and I don't have time. You know what? Ask a friend.
It costs money to get there.
Everything costs money. It costs money to be in business.
But what you accomplish at these fairs.
Any of the fairs, nationally or internationally.
I mean, it could take you weeks, months to accomplish if you didn't go.
Right.
So what you accomplish in those few days or a week or however long you go to the fair is so, it's so empowering and it's so rewarding to know that what you've accomplished would have taken you months to do if you were back home.
Mm-hmm. And I think it stimulates that drive in anyone who's a retailer, whether you just started or maybe you've been in business for 30 years and business is just flat. If you go to a show, some type of trade show where you walk around, you're walking among the biggest. They'll have the Lowe's and the Home Depots and the Walmarts. They may not be wearing their badges flipped around so you can see who they are, but they're there as well. And so you have the same advantage as the biggest companies out there, but you're not taking advantage of it.
Right.
And again, when you walk to a trade show, don't just follow them around. I've seen people say, well, I'm just going to follow around
well,
the
there's
buyers.
a skill. There's a skill to walking through a trade show.
And
there absolutely is.
Yeah.
And I mean, you might want to consider join us when we go to some of these trade shows, especially when we're going to China, to the Canton Fair. I mean,
that's the biggest show in the world, and we make sure that the people we take there, they're so prepared for what to do. They're so prepared. So the key is you can walk around a trade show and you just don't see anything because you don't know what to look for. Or maybe you're nervous. You shouldn't be nervous. You're there to do business. So the key is going to those trade shows and taking part in them.
Mm-hmm. So again, challenge your buying group. I guarantee you're not getting the lowest prices. So challenge them, and play around, get involved and see what other options for buying's out there. So we actually have a few questions that I want to get to before we wrap up here. So let's jump into question time.
It's question time with your dynamic duo hosts, Karen and Neil Gortzman. What's your $1 billion question?
Pow, Shazam.
Always something, right? You were very funny. There you go. Okay, so we have a question from Beverly in Denver. Can retailers sell on Amazon? It's a great question.
That's an excellent question. Yes, I think it's kind of that taboo right now where retailers don't want to say that they're selling on Amazon, and other ones say, well, I don't want to be on Amazon because I'm a retailer. Well, hey,
that catch-22, isn't it?
Yeah. Newsflash, Amazon is a retailer. Amazon is the biggest retailer in the world. So anyone who is selling to Amazon, or I should say selling on Amazon, is offering their products to the world. Just like any consumer is going to buy a product on Amazon, it's just like them walking into your store. Now
it's another opportunity. Why not?
Right. So if you are a retailer, I think it's an amazing opportunity. There's tons of products that retailers have from yesteryears that are outdated, or now they're classics because it's I don't know, maybe there's retailers that have a bunch of 8-track cassettes, and there's people who want to buy them. So what are you going to sit with them for? That's money sitting right there. Just like people who have collected old comic books or magazines, there's always someone looking. Jeff Bezos, who started Amazon, he started selling books. They weren't brand new books necessarily.
And you're reaching an audience that is not coming into your store.
Correct. And that's the key. Retailers say, well, I have an online site. I have an e-commerce site.
But who's coming to it, right?
Exactly.
You have an audience already built.
Exactly.
That are wanting to find you.
Right. And not just you. They're just searching for products. So when they're searching for, let's say, one type of product, they may think, your product then may come up, because Amazon does that amazing advertising where it says, if you're looking for this product, maybe you're interested in these products. And you know what? You may have 2 or 3 items that may come up. So,
and you got a new customer.
Right. So our tip is, yes, if you're a retailer, definitely look to sell on Amazon. It's a great opportunity.
Mm-hmm. And you can.
Yes.
You can
it's
sell
simple.
on
It's
Amazon.
simple. You can. Correct.
So actually, we have a question from Jason in North Carolina.
Wow.
So what does MAP pricing mean?
Good question, Jason. MAP pricing, minimum advertised price. So I kind of, I hate to use the term, but I usually categorize MAP pricing as the dictatorship of pricing. It's basically manufacturers or a distributor. Typically, it's a manufacturer who said, I want everyone to sell it at this pricing only. So you can only advertise it at this price, and you can only discount it this price. Okay, this is free enterprise.
And who's dictating that price?
The manufacturer.
Okay.
The manufacturer. So, for the big box stores, they did it to kind of even the playing field. So if it was if it was a product that was really a generic product or demand product where they didn't want it discounted so much, where it was going to be kicked around like a football and every magazine and every ad was going to discount it, they set this minimum advertised price, and it's almost a legal binding contract that you can't break. So if you do go below that and change your strategy for advertising and lowering that pricing, that the manufacturer can say, okay, you can have it. So there were guidelines. However, manufacturers that do that, I don't like it because it hurts the smaller guy where they can't compete. And so what we do is in our training programs, we actually show people how they can get a little more creative. If there's a category that you want and it is MAP, that you can be creative so you're not forced into that dictator of pricing. Good question, Jason.
It's a great question. Wow. I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd love to hear from you. So feel free to pick our brains, really.
Mm-hmm.
Ask us a question about private labeling or sourcing or importing or even Amazon.
Go to our website.
Yes, we're here to help you grow your business. All you have to do is, like Neil said, visit us over on our website at www.privatelabeluniversity.com, or actually come visit us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page called The Private Label University. And you can even leave a message there, and we'll air your questions on the show. So we actually need to wrap up our show for today. We are Karen and Neil Gwartzman, the Private Label University, where we unlock the secrets each week to your online selling success. And we want you to know that the Private Label University, it was made for you, for the entrepreneur. So if you're ready to release the entrepreneur in you, spend more time with your loved ones, ready to start making some serious money, doing what you love to do, then join us each week on the Private Label University here at 710 KNUS, Sundays at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. We entrepreneurs, we need to stick together. We need to support each other. There is enough success to go around. So how fun would it be if we can do it together? So be sure to visit us over at www.privatelabeluniversity.com. We offer tons of free content, and don't forget to check out our 8-week Import Success Formula program. It's the formula to sourcing and importing products so you too can start selling products on Amazon or online and start making the money that everyone's talking about. While you're over there, leave us a message or a question, and we'll answer it on the show. We will see you next week.
See you next week.
I wanna be a billionaire so freaking bad.
Thank you for joining Karen and Neil Gwartzman at 710 KNUS, the Private Label University, the only show that dares to unlock the secrets to your online selling success so you can start making money and living your dreams. Remember to visit us over at www.privatelabeluniversity.com for tons of free content. While you're there, leave us a message and we'll air your comments and questions on the show. Listen to us every Sunday at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. The dynamic duo, Karen and Neil, are now signing off.